Welcome everyone to today to Millester Channel. This is a platform where we discuss the political and social happenings in our society, and today is not different. We are going to look at the recent political happenings in our country, Kenya. In our debate, we have looked at Luhyaland as an open political field. Until recently, there was a possibility that Luhyaland was to produce a presidential candidate, and this candidate was to come from one Musalia Mudavadi. And give this is supported by the fact that he has been on the campaign trail for the last few months, and he has clearly indicated in most of his rallies that he was in the presidential candidate, in the presidential race until the end. So this made most people, especially in his western backyard, to believe that he was there until the end. So even if you look at ORCA, for example, ORCA was formed partly to fulfill that ambition that Musalia Mudavadi had. He saw, and rightly so at that moment, that ORCA was a platform that would allow him to pursue that presidential ambition. And the fact that that did not go as he expected. And of course, as time went by, there was pressure from different points within ORCA, or different personalities within ORCA, that he should actually support one of the candidates, as the perception was that his candidature or his candidature would not really attract so much. And in terms of even political base, it was believed that one Kalonzo Musyoka had a stable political base compared to him. So it's not lost on us that even the technical committee within ORCA sat and came up with the report, and the report had only one verdict. That the verdict was that Kalonzo would be at the helm. There were various formations, one putting Kalonzo at the top and Mudavadi as the second, the other one Kalonzo and Wetangula. So in all these formations, Kalonzo Musyoka was poised to be the ORCA presidential candidate. So the other thing that again really made Musalia Mudavadi to go to ORCA or form ORCA was partly because of the bond he had to pick with Raila Odinga, after the perception that Raila Odinga had not supported him in various conditions, various terms, and this is something that he felt that he needed to. So where does this leave Luhyaland? And that is what we wanted to look at. One is that people within the Western Kenya backyard initially believed, rightly or so or wrongly, that Musalia Mudavadi was a candidate, and that really galvanized his base. In fact, for a long time, these people saw that the only way that Musalia Mudavadi would come out strongly and even convince his backyard going forward was that if he presented himself as a very strong alternative candidate. But that was not so. If, for example, we look at the National Delegates Conference of one Kalonzo Musyoka, it was very clear, even during the NDC, that he had come out as a presidential candidate, and that was something that he valued and his backyard valued. So when one Musalia Mudavadi had his NDC, the expectation was the same from his backyard. They believed that on that day, he was going to declare that he was in the political field in the long term. and that is where his candidacy was based. So, what happened on the National Delegates Conference? A keen political observer would see it that the NDC was really not to present Musalia as a candidate, but rather to announce a political formation in form of a coalition with UDA that both of them had formed, him and one William Ruto. And even the presence, if you look at the presence of the people who attended that NDC, it was purely, largely the people from NDC, UDA, and of course ANC. So, and what also is not lost on Kenyans is that during that NDC, the statements that were made during that NDC were perceived to be directed towards one Raila Odinga and even Uhuru Kenyatta. There were negative statements that would cast aspersion of the candidacy of Raila Odinga, and also show that this person will not be trusted. He kept on talking about breach of trust that he had had in the previous coalition, and that was basically it. So, why would Mudavadi risk his loyal land base? Actually, right now, loyal land is an open political minefield. Any candidate would go there, a serious candidate, and mount a campaign and expect to come out of there. Actually, right now, it is believed that loyal land and central Kenya share common similarities. And these similarities are, one, is that both areas don't have for a presidential candidate or someone perceived to be a formidable presidential candidate. So with that in mind, it opens the field or the political base of Western Kenya to key presidential candidates who have shown strong interest in the presidency. That is one Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. And the Luhya people have already seen that the direction that Mudavadi wants to take them is to have them support William Ruto. But is the ground really with him in terms of this? That is something that, again, from my perspective, I really doubt, because if you look at the way that this has led to defections and even people coming out and strongly condemning that alliance, I think that is not something that Musalia Mudavadi or William Ruto will be sitting pretty. So why did Musalia join this formation? A lot of things have been said, a lot of opinions have come here and there, but there are a few perspectives that personally I have. I'll look at them more as hypotheses. One is there could have been monetary bait in Musalia leaving or selling his ANC party to the UDA. Why am I saying this? Because one, if you look at Musalia Mudavadi, he lacked serious financial backing that would have him mount a serious presidential campaign. This is something that he sincerely lacked. And that is why he made even several attempts to even move the Mount Kenya Foundation to come to his side through ORCA. But when that didn't work, he only saw that the only way to do it was to go where the money was. And where was this? Actually, William Ruto was willing to provide this money. And that is an hypothesis. not proven, but it is a possibility, because look at the NDC. If you just look at the visibility aspect of it and the way it was funded, you could see it was bankrolled, and there must have been heavy financial investment into the NDC. But that financial bait would have been something that suffices in this case. The other one was a strategy. It may be funny, but it could be a strategy to win Raila Odinga to win elections. This thing has left people in so many. But one, when I say strategy to win Raila elections, I believe that when Musalia Mudavadi realized that he could not mount a serious campaign, and of course he was seriously losing his backyard, he decided to risk it all by going the unpopular way. He knew that his people would not follow him there, but why would he go there if he would not? He did not have such motives at hand. So personally, I believe that could have been a reason why he dared to do what he dared to do, and that is a possibility. At this point, is still a possibility, because right now, rightly or clear indications are that the people of Western Kenya are gravitating towards Azimio in large numbers. That is a fact that we cannot do. So the other thing would be, like, Musalia is gauging his strength for 2027 elections. One, he wants to vie away from a party headed by Raila Odinga. And why am I saying this? Because when he runs with Raila Odinga, or through Raila Odinga, it is not clear how much of the backing that he brings to the table, and even how much of it that Raila brings. So it is seen that when Western Kenya is locked, it is attributed to both Raila Odinga and Musalia Mudavadi. But what if he ran alone? Yes, he did in 2013, and the results was not very impressive. But when he did this time, perhaps that would give him an indication of how strong he is on the ground. And perhaps that again is something that would drive him that way. So Musalia Mudavadi's options were very few under the circumstances, but he took the risks that he did. There are people who see it as a positive aspect in terms of growth, his growth as a politician, but it's something that we are yet to see, or mainly we are yet to see how that would come out. But the challenge comes that how would they campaign, him and William Ruto? In this case, what is at stake for him? Of course, he cannot. William Ruto would be the presidential candidate. He cannot be a vice president or a deputy president, because he has been there before. Then, again, his UDA partner is perceived not to be very. So, in all this, Musalia Mudavadi is in a very tight position. He has to convince his backyard, as well as also ensure that he is accepted nationally. How that will turn out is yet to see. But what is clear is that Western Kenya is an open political field, but it is my opinion that most of the Western Kenya electorate would lean towards Azimio. So, viewers, thank you very much for taking your time. We really appreciate your chance or taking your time to view this. This is a channel that is open to several political and even social issues. And to support us, please continue to take your time to subscribe. If you have any opinions or any responses or any comments that you'd like to share with us, feel free to share with us on this channel. Thank you very much. And until next time, until we produce more videos, we hope to see you again. Thank you.